Hello all and welcome to part 2 of Regression Fun Time. Um, so I'm going to look at the coaster data now and I'm going to perform some multiple regression analysis. So we're going to create a regression model and then ask ourselves, how good of a job is it doing? So I'm going to try to specify or predict um, speed using height and drop storage. It appears that I opened the one without the inversion on it. Oh, it does have the inversion on it. Sorry. Check. Make sure you have the inversion variable. Yep. Check. 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 All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and hit um, stat regression fit regression model. The response we're looking to predict is speed this time, and I'm going to be using height and drop. All right. Now hit storage. We haven't used this menu previously. And here I'm going to select a bunch of stuff that are going to tell me if I have weird values. You'll see how this works. It's a little strange. What this is going to do is add a bunch of columns to your mini tab. Let's hit OK. Woohoo! Now it tells you that, it appears height and drop have some interaction between them. They've got a little bit of a VIF, but not hugely difficult. My R squared is pretty good. My predicted R squared is pretty good. And then notice that you get all these extra values that are in here. So this is the residual studentized version. So this is the standardized one. I asked for, the leverage values, which is what is in, not leverage values, sorry. This is the deleted residuals is in here, T res, sorry. High is what it calls the leverages. Cooks is the cooks D, and then D fits is the D fit value. So, a little bit of a I did a translation here for you, if that helps. So by default, Minitab doesn't really report or sort these at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort these into a new worksheet with my Cook's value at its highest possible value. So I'm going to look at just this one. I would suggest also looking at leverages as far as it comes to discerning who should you get rid of. So we're going to go to Calc or Data because I'm just batting 1,000 on this one. The directions are right here. Data sort. Done. Data. I wrote the directions. Oh, I should read over stuff before I make videos on it. Anyway, so I want to sort this by the Cook's D value, and I want to sort it in decreasing order so that I get my highest Cook's D's at the top. And I want to sort all of them. And I don't want to sort this at the end of the worksheet because that's just going to make this really, really long. I'm going to make it do a new one. And I'm going to call it, Cook's Descending, because it tells me what it is and it also sounds like a really bad movie title. I have a horrible sense of humor. Let's hit OK. Woohoo! OK. So notice it's sorting this up for you with the Cook's value that's the highest. And you notice it's bringing up the Tower of Terror and Wildebeest Most because, it's got a lot of missing data, so it's hard for it to get a good Cooks. And then the other missing data ones are showing up near the top too because they're going to have bad Cooks values. However, if you look at the ones that don't have missing data, like the Canyon Blaster, it still has a large Cooks value. And one of the reasons it has that is it's one of the longer coasters that has a weird other values in it as far as height and speed and everything else goes. It's got no drops in it. It's a little strange. Or not no drops, but it's got small drops, but yet at the same time it's really long. It's a kiddie coaster in case you were wondering. So as you look at these, you might notice that, hey, some of these seem pretty weird. So they might be ones that you would consider getting rid of. Anyway, so it's fine. We notice that these top two are doing nothing for us, so these are probably ones that we should remove before we proceed with our regression. Yep, there we go. So, fun times. So that's how you check Cooks. I want to make another one of these, even though this isn't in my directions here. Let's do a sort one, data sort, and let's sort instead of by Cooks. Let's sort by our leverages to see what that looks like. So in a new worksheet, let's do descending leverage and see how that goes. And once again, we see that, hey, I appear to be getting the values that I can't predict because they've got too much missing. But other than that, I also get some others, like the Millennium Force in Cedar Point appears to have some strange leveraging values on it. It's very large. And a couple others too. Like this value, I would consider removing. And I believe one of the reasons why this one is so large is because it has a couple strange values in it. It's considered a moderately long ride, but it has some other weird values in it, but it appears to be having a big effect on your data. Otherwise, it wouldn't have such a large value in here. But the Oblivion is another one that shows up with a large leverage value. Now remember, the Oblivion is weird because its drop is larger than its height, which makes zero sense because it goes underground. And the leverage caught that. So that would be another one I would probably remove. And the same thing for the Accelerator from Knott's Berry Farm. I've actually no, I don't know much about this one, so I'm not sure what's causing that. I have to do some research to see why this might be an uh, what word am I looking for? A strange value, an unusually high leverage. Yeah. Alrighty. So that's how you can evaluate your regression model. Um, that's all I have for this video. So we're gonna call this sucker done.